Hello and welcome back to Creative Pet Keeping. My name is Kasia, I am your host, and today we are going to be continuing the Nano tank unboxing and review series. So the tank that I will be unboxing today is the Aquatop PISCES all-in-one Nano tank kit. This is a 5-gallon, and I actually have a couple other Aquatop tanks. I have the 12-gallon long as well as the 3-gallon over there. So we're going to be taking a look at the packaging. We're going to unbox the tank and take a closer look at all the different parts and components. We'll look at the instruction booklet and any information that is provided, and I will give you my first impression. Also, be on the lookout on Wednesday for a follow-up video where I will be scaping this tank, and not only me but other female fish tube YouTubers are going to be participating in this collaboration as well and scaping their own Aquatop 5 gallons too, which is really exciting because you'll get to see different ways you can set up a Nano tank. And I'm going to tell you a little secret, you might be able to win something, so it should be hopefully super fun, so be on the lookout for that. But for now, let's focus on unboxing and reviewing this tank and seeing what originally I think of this tank. So without further ado, let's get started. So here is what the tank looks like. It is the Aquatop PISCES all-in-one aquarium. It is 5-gallon, has touch-sensitive LED lighting, a 53-gallon flow rate. It's got a shrimp and fry guard in the tank, in the filter that is put right over here. A 1+1 extended warranty. If we look on the side, here is more information. So it says that it's a modern bullet-shaped glass aquarium, integrated filtration system with easy-to-change cartridge, mechanical, chemical, and biological filtration, replaceable filter cartridge with premium activated carbon, touch-sensitive LED lighting with moonlight, perfect for shrimp and other small invertebrates, for fresh and salt water, as well as some of the more detailed informations. These are the dimensions of the tank. Over here is a bit more information. So you get the integrated filtration box, the light, the glass that is on top that will be the cover lid for the aquarium, the filter bio plate part for where the filter floss is, the ceramic rings, and more of the information that is right over here of what is included. Right here we have a bit more information that you can pause and read if you would like. And down here are the recommendations for stocking. So it says perfect for shrimp, perfect for marine aquariums, and perfect for freshwater aquariums. This is a little nitpicky thing on my part, but I really wish that they would have different photos representing freshwater and marine. So for freshwater, I hope that it would have had a smaller nano fish such as a betta instead of a discus. And for marine aquariums, I wish it had a smaller saltwater fish. Just because, you know, when beginners purchase tanks, they really sometimes take everything seriously. Sometimes they do the research, sometimes they don't. So I always hope that companies go the little extra step just to provide all the good information to encourage people to make better choices. So let's unbox this tank kit and see what is inside. So right away I will take this out. We have some instructions right here, and we have some more information that we'll also check out in a bit. Some of the mounting brackets, and now let's take the tank out. This is my little cheap way of doing so. You can always slide it out on the side like this, very gently. This works for little tanks. I don't know if this advice would work with a larger tank, but right over here we have the glass lid that is currently wrapped in some protective plastic. And then here we have the tank itself. So it is nicely wrapped up. We're gonna take this plastic right off so we can take a closer look. Gentle. So overall, this is a pretty cool tank because you can set it up in multiple different ways. Bettas enjoy tanks that are longer than taller, so this would be very good for bettas, but it's got a lot of different options to view it. This is not glass on all sides, it is glass right here, but the bottom is plastic, which is kind of new. I haven't experienced that before. And then it's got some plastic on the sides that we can remove. But this is a very interesting shape. I like oddly shaped tanks because they can really enable you to get very, very creative. And I really, really love that. I also like the bevel because this tank right here is beveled as well. You don't see a lot of beveled tanks like this nowadays, but I love it. I love it. So here is the lid. We can take that off and check out. So nice glass lid. Very heavy. I prefer glass lid over plastic because with plastic it's very easy to scratch it over time because you will have things that will accumulate on the glass. So this is nice because it'll be really easy to clean. And then it covers the tank pretty well. There are, you know, the two gaps right over here for feeding, which if you have a wild betta, you'd have to probably secure because it could probably jump, but this is nice to have. I'm gonna put this to the side for now. Let's take a look at the mystery box. Take a look. I think this is where the filter is. Oh, and the light. So we've got the light over here. We've got some bits and bobs that have kind of come a little loose. So it wasn't secured super well, but so here is the filter, and this is interesting. This is not a filter I've used before in the past. This is kind of new. I'm gonna have to figure out how this works, although I don't think it should be too complicated at all. So right at the top, right over here, we have the filter cartridge, which I would recommend eventually using your own sponge. Then there's a little guard, which I'm assuming will slide in here. So this piece right over here is a little shrimp guard. This is meant to help protect from your shrimp getting into the filter, which for me, with my previous small nano tanks, has been a problem with shrimp getting in the back. So this will hopefully help prevent that. This will keep adult shrimp and maybe some babies that are a little older out, but I feel like little tiny babies might be able to get through. But you also want good water flow, so you don't want something too thick. Here we have the pump. I'm gonna see the outtake pump right here, the intake outtake. So this is kind of interesting because this is a piece that you would normally see in a hang-on back filter. Hopefully you can see this, but when you put your cartridges inside, you have these little grooves right here, so make sure they don't kind of go anywhere. So I'm going to be sliding in this one right over here for now. I hope that this is the right way to do this, and I'm going to put this one right over here. I'm not sure which way it's supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be the other way around, but we'll experiment. I will add this right back into here and pop this little guy so it's in here. Then to make sure he doesn't go anywhere, that's how you secure everything with this. There we go. Ooh, yeah, this is pretty secure. And now what I'll do is I'll add the light in one sec. And there is a little bit of extra space for what looks like to be a heater. So that should be fun. Hopefully I can add a heater in here if it fits. If that's the case, that would be really, really cool. Put this kind of in the back and it will kind of hang on this. There we go. It's pretty snug. Just gently pop it in. Boop. There we go. This is what it would look like. It's not all the way to the bottom, so you have space. It won't take up space from your gravel. So you have the little lid that kind of goes right here to cover this. Make sure your betta or any other critter doesn't jump in here by accident. And I am going to put this right in here. For now. I'm not going to put it all the way in because I don't know if I want to remove it just yet, but I'm just seeing what this looks like so far. And then we have these little brackets, which are right over here. Got some scissors. Cut that. Get the mounting brackets, and I wonder, do I just put the mounting brackets like this? Oh, okay. So they clip pretty easily, like this. Pretty simple to figure out. I love when the tank is simple enough that you can figure it out without instructions, because instructions are important, but being able to assemble something on your own without extra help just means it's designed well. So there we go. So this would go right about here. Ooh, okay. So this doesn't entirely cover. There is a gap. For example, if I press this to one side or the other, I kind of wish that it covered this flush all the way, but so far looks kind of nice, and I was able to assemble all of it pretty quickly. Was not too difficult, as you can see. Let's take a look at the information packets that are included. So here's a sheet that explains where the fry guard for shrimp and fry is on both sides. So this is something I could have known if I checked it first, but it's cool that I was able to figure this out on my own without referencing this, which means that this was designed well. And then over here is their little booklet, which shows you the other tanks available. So the tank that we have right now is this one, the Pisces 5-gallon. And then over here at any point you can pause and read this if you would like, but this is the introduction, the warning and safety information, as well as right over here more warnings and safety. Right over here are some of the features of the different tanks. And on the next page, you have all the different parts labeled and how they assemble. So here, this is interesting. This explains the filtration. So the water flows up here, it goes to the top, and then it goes right around here, and then it goes right up here, and then through the outtake. So that is the path of the filter. Now I'll just zoom in a little bit. There you go. So you can pause this and take a look at that as well. Here are all the instructions to follow. Also the limit of how much water you can put in. You have explanations about the light control. I've reviewed a bunch of tanks so far. I've never seen anyone mention the nitrogen cycle. So I'm actually really excited, and I want to take a closer look at this. So it says, before adding aquatic creatures to your aquarium, please be aware that there are changes in the water parameters that occur within 2 to 4 weeks of new tank setup that can create toxic environment for healthy fish and invertebrates. This process is known as the nitrogen cycle or tank cycling. Ensuring that your water is properly aged prior to introducing fish, it will greatly help prevent the loss of livestock in the early stages of a new tank. We recommend using an aquarium grade test kit to test your aquarium water parameters before adding new fish, new livestock. To accelerate the nitrogen cycle period, we recommend using Aquatop's Nitro Boost dry nitrifying bacteria. Tank capacities, as well as the flow rates, the limited warranty, as well as the disclaimer. And that's kind of it. So the filter has pretty strong flow rate. If I put this out right here, you'll be able to see. It's pretty significant. I guess it's better to have more and buffer it down if need be. I'm gonna be adding a sponge on top of this to buffer this a little bit so that when I add a betta in here, it's not gonna get pushed around. But the filter works well. The light works pretty well. I know it's a little hard to see how bright the light is because I am filming this in the daytime, but overall, everything works just fine, and this passed the test. It all works. I like it. I like that this is adjustable. You can adjust it so that there is a little bit of like surface agitation if you want, or you can angle it down wherever you want. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So here is my initial impression of the tank. I think the filter is very interesting. I like that it is not attached in here. A lot of these tanks that are this kind of shape usually have the filter that is this style, usually siliconed to the side, so it's not removable. I like that this is removable, so if you don't want to use this filter, you don't have to. And if you even want to set up like a filterless setup in the future, you can also do that. It's an option, and I like that there's the flexibility for that. I like that it includes the little shrimp guards as well. For the flow, I wish there was something that you could attach on here to buffer it a bit more, especially for a betta fish. We have to DIY these things, so it would be nice to have something to add to that. In terms of the light has pretty good strength. It's hard to tell right now because it's pretty bright, but it's pretty good. It's more on the like bluish light spectrum, but I'm not like a huge fan of the fact that it is a little tricky to remove this once you put it in here. Although once you do have it inside, you do have a pretty good amount of clearance, so you don't necessarily have to remove the light a lot. I'm going to see if I will need to remove the light for escaping purposes later on for the next video, but overall I think this is pretty interesting. I like that this is a little touchscreen. Oh, if you touch it again, it'll be blue, and then you touch it again to turn it off. So very simple. On, blue light for nighttime, or if you have friends over. I never use the blue light at night. It's something that like if friends come over and you want to be like, oh, look at my cool thing, and I don't want to like wake up my fish, you would do the blue light, and it's gonna look pretty cool. And then you could turn it off by giving it a little boop right there. I think overall this is pretty cool. If I add the lid, this is what it would look like with the water. As I did my little test fill. So there, it boops in here just like this. And it looks kind of nice. I know that these areas right here, bettas can jump out of. Most domesticated bettas usually don't have to worry about this too much. This could be a bigger problem for wild bettas, but I do love that it's a glass lid and it's included. There are some gaps on the side right over here. So see, if you move it over to the side, it's quite a big gap. What could be useful for is if you grow pothos or have different plants growing out of your tank, the gap may be useful for that. But other than that, I don't really see it serving any other function. But it's nice that the lid is included because it's good safety for your fish, and it will help maintain temperature as well. So overall, I kind of like this tank. I'm very excited to scape it. I love the shape. The shape is a lot of fun, and I feel like one of my baby bettas are really gonna enjoy living in here as their new home. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and in the comments below, let me know what you think of this tank. Do you have it? Have you tried it? Would you get it? And if you would, what would you put in this tank and how would you set it up? I always love to read all the comments and see what you would do, so let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!